Welcome, this is TheAverageGamer here, aka Tag, where you might be it, but I'm him. Welcome to Fighter Breakdown, where we break down fighters and classify them into three tiers based on ratings. Tier 1 is going to be 87 and above. Tier 2 is going to be from 86 to 84. And Tier 3 is going to be 83 and below. Today we're going to be looking at Zhu Khan, who's going to be classified as a Tier 3 fighter with an 81 rating. Now his fighting style is swarmer and his ratings kind of match that to a T. We're gonna start with stamina. His 93 stamina is among the best in the whole featherweight division, with only Gradovich and Manny Pacquiao having better stamina at 94, and Lomachenko also having a 93. And next speed is his next greatest stat at 86, which is pretty good amongst all the other featherweights, but it's how all of his stats work together to make him a swarmer. As you can see, his stamina immaculate with 90s and above in basically everything, and then his punch speed nothing to laugh about at an 87. But he lacks in power at only a 79 in each hand and a 77 power punching. But his actual punch stats are pretty decent. Each one of them are pretty good. But his courage and black health and black regeneration is among his lowest stats. But let's look at his traits. Now, his traits are what makes him a great swarmer, and that when throwing a combination of punches, damages increase by 3% per punch, and also his tireless 3, which punches cost 20% less stamina when thrown in combination. Now, these two work hand in hand with his speed and his stamina, and what makes him an excellent swarmer, and that you don't just want to just throw out punches whenever you can, but when you get a counter window, you can just let loose and try to end it with a power and kind of overwhelm your opponents with volume, and that's what gets him his knockdowns and his racks. He has a 68 reach, which is not bad. It's among like pretty much the average norm or the higher end. Like mostly everybody has like either a 70 or 68 and below, except for Eric Morales, who has a 72. He's the only guy you're going to come across that you're going to have a significant reach disadvantage. But anyways, let's get into some gameplay, and I'm going to show you, like, demonstrate how you can get a win with him. Here we are going up against 84 overall Ryan Garcia, and the person using him have a pretty good record, so should be in for a fight. Now, when you're going into every fight, not only you want to play to your character's strengths, but you also want to tailor how you're gonna go into the fight according to what your opponent is doing. So that first round is I was just feeling out what's happening, and I always give my opponent the respect of their record at least. That you have to been doing something right to get a record as good as his. So let's just see what he's about. Right now it looks like he's just probing to see what he can get away with. You know what I'm gonna punish him with. Off the bat, two straight power shots back to back. And what we don't like to see that yellow bar up at the top, but that's gonna be pretty common in this game. You're rarely gonna get through a fight without seeing it, and even the ones that you don't see them in, you pretty much feel like it's a yellow bar anyway. So off the top, like what it seems that he's been doing the most is coming in with like a body uppercut or some type of body blow. So you get the counter there. Because even though Zukan, like I said, he's a swarmer, he has like a decent jab and decent speed. But also just the nature of this game. It's so easy to get countered in this game that You just have to be careful. Like I said, like you really want to go for those like big combinations when you know it's coming off a counter, because this game tends to make you like get stuck in mud when you get hit with a counter and just leaves you open to like a couple more free shots. Not all the time, and then sometimes it's only certain players like me. I always get stuck in like 4 or 5 punch combinations, but when I get somebody in a counter frame, I might only get like 1 or 2 extra shots in. So I tend to stick to like 3 punch combinations the most. Maybe a 4 if I'm feeling crazy. Or a 1 2, you know? So right now we hitting them with those like 3 punch combinations, 1 2s. See, quick little 1 2 3. And also with Zukan, he doesn't have the best durability. Like his no, his body health is like 79 or 78, and his chin resistance is like 80. So he can tend to get rocked very easily if you just let him stay there and take damage. And being with his high stamina, I like to use like a lot of movement, not wasted movement, but once I see where my opponent like really wants to throw from, start incorporating it more and more, which can take a toll on your stamina. But since he has such high stamina stats, it's good for him. He's a perfect fighter to use like that. You can see I'm only throwing a lot when I know I'm gonna land. When I know my opponent is gonna stay there or they're not looking to backstep out of it. But what I do notice, like when I say make your game plans according to your opponent, you can see that he is throwing like a lot of shots with Ryan Garcia, and I know Ryan Garcia doesn't have the best stamina. So he has like a matter of time before he runs out of energy if that's how he's gonna play. Especially like with the number of power shots it seems like he's throwing. But he's really trying to drain my stamina as well. As a lot of his power shots are to my lower body. Or his shots in general. See, those missed power shots are gonna take a toll on his stamina. Not the power shot. Like he is really letting them powers go. And I'm just helping him along. Like if he's gonna throw him, I'm gonna help drain his stamina for him. Avoided a power shot there. And you can't even be really listening to what these people be saying in the corner sometimes, because you really gotta know and go off of your own feelings. Like you can use their words sometimes, but you really wanna go off of like you're just watching and keeping pace of what punches landed and who's ahead in your mind. Because had I been going off of what they were saying, I would think I was down 3-zip, but I know playing that that wasn't the case. Another thing I've noticed that may help you guys in your runs is that people tend to throw left to right. So if you throw out a left hand, his next hand is gonna be a right hand. His next hand is gonna be a, they alternate. So you can use that to help you decide which way you want to dodge to avoid the punches. So like you see how he threw out that right hand, then I know the next hand he's gonna throw is a left. So after I like dodge the right hand, I could have stepped to the left side because I know it would have been stepping away from his punch. I don't always implement it in real time, but it is something that if you notice it, like you really can get a lot of like counters off of that. Like I say, he keeps a high stamina. We're in the fifth round. I'm at what, 69? Let's see if it comes to fruition. He ended on a right hand. He started with a right. Let's see if his next punch gonna be a left. Okay, let's see if his next punch gonna be a right. Yep, they tend to try to alternate. Whether He's not the same for everybody, but his patterns, like if he threw a left, like maybe it might confuse me if the next punch he comes with a right hand. But for the most part, he's just alternating. His next punch gonna be right. You gonna start with a jab probably now. Yep. And this is not me knowing what's coming next. I'm looking at it with you guys and like breaking it down almost in real time. But I'm not trying to get in there and exchange with him on another note because he's starting to throw a lot of powers. Which I'm not gonna lie, like in my mind, I'm thinking like this dude is gonna quit because he's like, it seems like he's just draining all of his energy because he knows he's gonna quit anyway. Other than that, I don't see why you would be throwing so many power shots for Ryan Garcia when it's not like in combinations. It's just he's starting his combination with a power punch or quick 1-2s. So if you see me increasing my amount of powers, it's also because I'm trying to get him out of there with a flash knockout before he can do a quick glitch, because that's what I'm thinking he's about to do. So I want to beat him to the punch, get a flash KO before he can disconnect his router or whatever. As much as I would have liked that to be a flash, you can't flash KO someone unless it's a power shot. So that wasn't a power shot. So that's why it's just a regular knockdown. And the connection just seems to be getting worse and worse. And once again, he's still with the powers. And he's using a lot of movement. I'm actually surprised he's not walking already. Yep, he's just letting his hands go with those powers. At this point, he's like, I already got the round. You just tiring yourself out. I'm gonna let you. But I'm also throwing in those powers. Like I'm really trying to get him up out of there because I feel like the quit cover is like he's exhibiting all the signs of someone who's about to quit glitch. But hey, we'll see what happens. I don't know why it took all the way till the 7th round. As you can see, at no point was I really just throwing out a whole lot of combinations or just breaking them down, like just volume, just being able to just let my hands go when appropriate and not have to worry about, the big tax on your stamina. So Zukan affords you that liberty, and we was able to get the KO. Who knows? Maybe he was reaching for his router and couldn't quite click it fast enough because that was only the second knockdown, but we'll take it. But as far as it goes on the record, he didn't quit glitch, so we'll leave it at that. Was able to get him in the 7th round. Zukan, 60% stamina left. We could have let go with the power shots in the 8th round and still be good. Like, comment, and subscribe.